You are going to score 26 on speaking in 2026. First, it's time for the tide to turn. If you have been taking the test a few times and haven't passed, that's been going negatively. That's wrong. As you know, almost everything changes. Nothing lasts forever. So, if you've been experiencing frustration or knowing that you should have passed but haven't yet, it's time for the tide to turn. If you've been flipping the quarter and it's been heads, 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 okay, you know a tails is due. You know that a pass is due. You know that getting questions that are on favorable topics, favorable subjects, is due instead of the ones that you've been getting that have been making it more difficult for you. It's time for good luck. If you've been having bad luck, or maybe you don't believe in luck, you probably believe in the randomness of the universe. If you have been having bad luck or unfavorable randomness from the universe, it's time for it to go the other direction. Maybe you've been having people who speak very loudly in your test center, or maybe you have been not getting a peaceful night's rest the night before your test, or other things. If things have been going wrong, it's time for a balance to happen. It's time for things to now go right. Another reason why you are going to score at least 26 on speaking in 2026 is because the new format of the speaking section. You now get to enter this test with a fresh start, but it's even better than that. You get the advantage of you've already taken the test, you've gone through the procedure of the test many times. And even though those times didn't lead to you passing, it did lead to you sharpening your skills, decreasing your test anxiety, and increasing your test endurance, your test taking endurance and ability. So you get to bring those positive things to a fresh start, which is the new format of the speaking section. You're like a seasoned expert coming to day one of training. Good for you. There's a phenomena called beginner's luck. Have you ever heard of this? Beginner's luck. The way that I can relate it the most to 26 on speaking is about 40% of the people that I help get 26 on speaking finish their test and move on to the better parts of their life tell me that the highest score they got was the very first time they took the test. Beginner's luck refers to when we are acting more on instinct and feel rather than pre- rather than acting on a preparation that was incorrect. Speaking templates or forcing fake personal examples, that's probably the reason why you scored higher, did better the very first time when you were speaking more naturally. Now, with this new format, you get another chance to enter the test with that fresh first time perspective, with those fresh first time actions. Here's a truth, a harsh truth, but a truth. Some of you listening are going to do worse because of the new format. But what else does that mean, test taker? It also means that some of you are going to do better simply because of the new format, not because you have to learn 99 new vocabulary words or do anything to reduce your accent or improve your grammar. No, nothing like that. Simply because of the new format, some people are going to do worse and they're going to need to take time to improve. And some people are instantly going to do better because the new format is more favorable to them. Also, you're going to get 26 on speaking, finish your test, and move on to the next better step of your career because of my videos. You want to hear what it sounds like You want to hear what advanced fluency, what two people who both have gotten at least 26 on speaking, who are talking together sounds like? Watch my videos with the pharmacists. Go listen to them. If you've already listened to some of them, go listen to them again and make sure to listen to all of them. In this 26 on speaking, at least 26 on speaking person talking to another at least 26 on speaking person, you will become more familiar with the back and forth, give and take format that you're going to be experiencing on the test's new speaking section format. Pay attention to the questions that I ask that are the most similar to what you might be asked during your test. Use those videos that exist on my YouTube channel to your advantage. Use them to your advantage by becoming more comfortable with the back and forth, more comfortable with the give and take, give and take. Notice how we are listening to each other and then responding appropriately. Here's one thing. So, for example, if you ask me, Aaron, what do you like to do in your free time? Do you usually like to hang out with your friends in your free time or spend time by yourself? Notice how I start by attaching either the main subject of the question or the very last thing that was said. The main subject being, in my free time, I usually like to, and the last thing that was said being, hanging out by myself is great, but you should be more hopeful, more optimistic that you're going to get 26 on speaking in 2026 because of the playlist on YouTube that I have that you can benefit from. You can study those conversations. You can study those interview like back and forth conversations that are similar to the test experience that you're going to have. Another reason to be more hopeful and optimistic that you are going to get 26 on speaking and pass your test in 2026 is because after you think about it, you could choose to be more thankful, have more gratitude for your ability to retake the test. Not everybody has that ability. Other people have had to leave the country, or because of a random unfortunate car accident, will not be able to take the test. Some people are going to have weird tech computer issues or weird tech electricity issues happen, and they're not going to be able to take the test. Other people's cars are going to break down on the way to their test. A few years ago, COVID-19 disrupted everybody's ability. People did not have the ability to be thankful that they were going to retake the test because COVID-19 said none of you are. So you could think about it and say, hey, man, I'm glad that COVID-20 isn't happening and not allowing me to take the test. You could choose to remember to view this as the opportunity that it is, and that little spark could turn into a bigger flame that gives you positivity to pass in 2026. And another reason why you are going to get 26 on speaking and pass your test in 2026 is because have you ever heard? I'm going to give you two sayings, two expressions. Have you ever heard about the stock market that while there are ups and downs, overall, it always goes up? I'm going to apply that to you and your 26 on speaking and finishing your test. The second is a quote, and it's from Dr. Martin Luther King. The quote is, the arc of history is long, but it bends towards justice. This applies to you because if you're anything like the people that I've worked with and helped get 26 on speaking, finish their test, you might have times where sometimes you score 23, 24, and then other times when you score 22, 21, surprisingly. You might be going up and down on your scores. So, like the stock market or the arc of history, in the short term, if we're zoomed in and just focused on the short term, it might appear that you're moving backwards or you're not making any progress. But if you zoom out, and I'm going to help you to zoom out with passing your test here. Even if you recently got your lowest score on your most recent test, I know that overall you have gotten better. Yeah, that was a weird fluke in the short term, but overall, you and I both know that you're better than that low score. So you have to take control of your mind. And here's how I'm helping you to do that with perspective. Remember what your my best score is. Remember that the reason why it's so weird to see that low score is because you know that you're better than that. And then look up the two sayings, the quote and the saying that I gave you, and see if you have enough hope, enough optimism, see if you can muster enough positivity to make those two sayings apply to your 26 on speaking and apply to you passing your test. I hope you do.
Only because of you, I cleared my TOEFL in 2025, and I'm ready to write my FPGA and will be a pharmacist. So I think everyone who wants 26, they should meet you. So that will help them to pass their exam faster. The TOEFL. So if you are a foreign student and if you want to get 26 in TOEFL, I suggest each and everyone to take classes with Aaron.
The main purpose behind that video is to educate other students that everyone has their own way. Okay. But just go stick with someone. Believe me, like the templates, maybe some people will get the 26 using templates, but it's not because they use the strict template, the templates as it is. It's because they developed their own fluency that could overcome the structure of that template.
A person that you can see and hear, the speaking templates are wrong. Because to get 26 on speak, and when you see somebody who did get 26 on speaking or above, and they tell you they used the speaking template, they did not get 26 on TOEFL IBT speaking because of the speaking template. No, they got 26 on TOEFL IBT speaking in spite of the limiting nature of the speaking template. They got 26 on TOEFL IBT speaking because their speaking fluency was so good, is so good, that it was able to overcome the limiting structure that is speaking templates.
I never got 26 using AI website.
Okay, but you did on the real test after meetings with me.
Yeah.
If you want to see more videos with people giving you their best advice on how they got their 26 on TOEFL IBT speaking, you can watch that YouTube playlist. It's connected to this video, and you can find it by searching for TOEFL IBT Speaking 26. You can also find it by going through speaking26.com. These are people who before were not getting 26 on TOEFL speaking and after did get 26 and pass their tests. I asked them, hey, can you give your best advice to people who are still taking the test? How did you go from not passing to passing?
When I read about the TOEFL exam, I didn't really think much of it. I just thought, okay, straightforward thing. It's an English exam. How difficult can it be?
The pharmacy board needs specifically 26 in speaking.
I used to change the template. Maybe this is more advanced, so I will use this the next exam, and I try to practice this for maybe a month or two to be able to master it, to say it without thinking. Every time I found myself getting maybe less score or the same score. It doesn't make any difference to just change the templates and use different introductory words. It didn't make any difference for me. Some of my friends advised me to start taking sessions with you.
This helped me in passing my TOEFL exam. Aaron helped me to pass and get 26.
Aaron, actually, any words will not be enough. But really, I'm very thankful.
26 in speaking, and I finally got it, and I finally I'm so excited to get to the next step in my pharmacist license.
Look at my accent, look at people who got 26. So just surround yourself with people who motivate you.
Look, I passed. That bit that's missing is probably the most important bit to get you to 26.
Yes.
And that's the bit where Aaron, I felt, helped me realize where I was going wrong. And that bit where I was going wrong, I think it goes for everyone. It doesn't matter whether you speak English is your first language or not. That bit that was missing is something everyone really needs to understand in order to get that 26.
Once you are in the level that you need to become advanced in order to get the 26, you need to get rid of the templates.
Template will hinder your ability to deliver the question, because it shows that you are reading something, or you are not speaking, you are reading.
I was using completely different template or different way. I started to apply your way, and once I started to practice your way, oh, it's easy for me.
That was really good for me. It really helps me, because with this in my mind, I could speak faster, and because I was confident.
It's challenging, but you know, after you pass it, the feeling of victory, it's worth it.
As English is my first language, I thought the speaking templates would be enough to get me the 26 that I needed. Unfortunately, it wasn't, and I only scored a 23. Your lack of getting 26 is not due to your speaking ability. It has been due to your less than optimal strategy. Get rid of the training wheels.
The templates were like, oh my God, why did they create those templates?
Aaron, you are a big helpful for students like us. We need somebody to like stir revolution in our heart inside, give life to our conversation. And this will never happen through other sites, like they have exact traditional pattern, the template, first, second, for example. Don't say, for example, the second time, for instance. Really? And like robot, I felt myself without life. I don't have the freedom to speak.
You don't have to worry that much about how can I mention 2 reasons with 2 details or 2 examples. It's too much for me. You help students to increase their fluency.
Instead of following that speaking template or any other speaking template, trust your fluency.
For the students who are taking with you, trust this guy. He's amazing. He will shift or improve your level as soon as possible.
Like this, jump my score from 23 to 26, like this. How many hours I took with you? 5. Look at this. 5 hours in 2 weeks. I passed my test.
I was surprised that I passed after 5 sessions together.
I hope you keep inspiring and helping more pharmacists and more other students to achieve their goal and become professionals here in the United States.
If I had just, found you earlier.
For people who's really, they have concern and they need to do it very fast, go to the original, the source of help.
Go to Aaron. He's the guy. He was the guy for me. And hopefully he's the guy for you. And he'll set you straight. He'll tell you what you need to do to get that 26